So now we will see in this video group decision making techniques. In the last video we saw how to collect the requirements. Now we have the requirements, but what we have to do is to finalize the design or the decision, the requirement or the suggestions that we have to finalize. So for that decision making techniques are also necessary. Which one of them you have to finalize? So for that you have four different decision making techniques, in which the first one is which is unanimity decision making technique. So in this type of decision making technique, what decisions you have put into it, all the people would agree. That means you have finalized any design. So all the people will agree on it, or you have to work 9 hours in that time. So all the people will agree on it. No one disagrees in decision. So this technique we call it unanimity. And after that, second, which we call majority. The decision which more than 50% of the group agrees for. If you consider that you have two decisions, one is A and one is B, so out of this more than 50% means that a decision has been voted by 7 out of 10 people and B has been voted by only 3 people. So in this case you finalize your decision, which we call majority. Okay, so this is the majority of decisions that come in that case. Third is your plurality. So what happens in this is that your decision making becomes tough. That means what you have to do, which decision you have to finalize. In this you don't have to do this. Some people say that a decision is final. Some people say B decision is final. Some people say C decision is final. And in most of the cases your two decisions are similar. So at that time majority is not reached. So at that time what happens is that the largest block decides after finding the issues you final the decision. Like there are 10 people, 4 people decides A, 4 people decides B and 2 people decides C. The decision you want to make final is the one for which you will vote. So according to that, the largest block decides which decision you want to finalize. So that is your plurality, and last comes dictatorship. So in dictatorship, in this case, no other decision maker is there. So one team leader or leader tells you his decision. So that is your decision for the entire group. This is called dictatorship. What is WBS? WBS means work breakdown structure. So its definition is like this: work breakdown structure in project management and system engineering is a deliverable oriented breakdown of a project into smaller components. Work breakdown structure is a key project management element that organizes the team's work into manageable sections. Means if you have a task or activity, then you have to cut it out in multiple or smaller work pieces. Suppose I have an activity, then in this activity you can do multiple activities in it. You can do it breakdown. For example, we can take that you have to do a lift installation. Okay, for lift installation, you can divide it into multiple tasks like lift making is first, second is cabling installation or lift electrical system assignment. Multiple works you can break down so that your work can be easy to do and it can be effectively completed. There is no problem in that because every task will require different resources for that different person will be completing that work. So you have to break down it in multiple sections so that you can do that work manageable. After that, as we see, let's see an example of work breakdown structure. What exactly is work breakdown structure? That you have some final purpose or goal requirement which comes under level 1. Okay, your final goal is in level 1 or final requirement for final project is yours. There are different milestones are created in it like foundation. After foundation like beam or column creation, after that wall construction, after that flooring. So these are different types of finishing works. In this way you created milestones in it, after that under and deliverables are created. Okay, deliverable means there are two parts in foundation. One is excavation and after that is foundation creation. Okay. So after that, this is level 3. After that, you have level 4. After that, you have to excavate or material lifting. So all those things will come in this. In this, you have scaffolding. After scaffolding, after that, bar bending or reinforcement. After that, you have concrete filling. So in this way, you can break down the foundation. So here you can see level 1, level 2, level 3 and level 4. So this is the level of your work. So in the same way, you have to define the work in smaller pieces. So we call it WBS, work breakdown structure. So let's see an example of how we represent it. Now you have seen the levels here, that 1, 2, 3. But to show it, there are some indicators which we call WBS codes. So how can we assign these WBS codes? As you can see here that your project is here, so you have given it an indicator here. In this we will have three phases, phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. So here see in phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3 you have divided the project. So in 0.0 point, the 1.0, 2.0, 2.0 and 3.01, 2, 3. These are your initial indicators. Here you can give it a B or C like this also. Okay. After that, next is process requirement in level 2. All these tasks will come under level 2. After that, there are two tasks, 1.1 and 1.2. There are three subtasks in 3.1, which is 3.1.1, 3.1.2, 3.1.3. You can write it in other manner like a slash b slash c or a dash b dash c, or you can represent different symbols, or it can be that I am giving this task here. So this is my a1 a dot 1 or a 1. After that I have to give a 1 1 means if there is any activity in it. This is dash 1. This is a 2 and I have to give some activity in it. So now this activity is coming in a 1 to 2. So you can also represent it in this way, a dash 2 dot 1 or a dash 2 dot a. You can also represent it in this way, like we give any bullet points for it. So in that type it describes the project, that in different projects subsequence or sub project or subtasks are given. So to define it we use WBS codes, which can be numerical, symbol, or you can assign it in small, alphabetic or capital. So we call it creating WBS. After that we will see in next video how to do plan schedule management, or how to define activities, or how to define its sequences. So we will see that in next video.